Hello and thanks for watching my video, and welcome to another in the series on how you can actually make gold in Guild Wars 2. Today we're going to look at Black Lion weapons. So firstly, Black Lion weapons are actually skins available only two ways. You can get them via the trading post, or you can actually get them through the Black Lion tickets. So Black Lion tickets, as you can see, if I bring them up here, these are Black Lion claim tickets, and you go to a Black Lion weapons vendor and you actually can buy a weapon skin, sorry. However, the prices for each weapon skin vary, with some weapons costing up to 5 tickets and some only costing 1 ticket. So once you decide to buy skins, you can either unlock it yourself or sell it on the trading post, and this is how you make gold. Many players will buy skins hoping that when they increase the ticket price, so when they introduce new weapons and it becomes a bit older, the ticket price will go up, the value of the skin will increase. By looking on the trading post, we can actually see how worth some of the skins are. So if we look at the trading post, and what we're going to do, we go to skins, and we look at weapon skins. So these are generally, if we look at the pricing, the maximum. So Ghastly Grimacing, these are all to do with the Halloween drops, so we can't really get them. But these ones here, these were available via the Black Lion, from the Black Lion vendors. So particularly like the Dream Thistle pistol, the Aetherized, they were one of the first weapons in the game and have always been very expensive since launch. Or since the launch of the skins, so that's why they are ridiculously expensive. Fused as well, fused weapons are a lot very expensive, but you've got Dream Thistle, Skelerite, Super Dagger skin, Super Warhorn, so a lot of these were available on a limited time basis before they brought in achievements and the collections, so that's why they tend to have rocketed in value. But look at all the Dream Thistle weapons, they're now really much over 1,000 gold. You know, the Dream Thistle longbow, 1,000 gold. And then we've got some of the Zodiac weapons. The Zodiac weapons are all really expensive because they will remove them from game, and they bring them back for like 5 tickets instead of 1. So it's to buy when they're low and then sell after a while. So all of these skins here you can see are very, very expensive. But what I want to do is show you what the ones are currently in game here. So you've got a lot of other weapon skins here. So Daydreamers, the Crimson Lion. These are the relatively newer skins. So because there's a lot of them, you can see the value, how many there are there. If you look at the value, the number compared to up here, obviously there are very few of these weapons actually left on the trading post, which is why they tend to be a lot more money. Obviously you have the supply and demand, basic economics. So, but you've still got here the Crimson Lion stuff that were out a couple of months ago. So they are still relatively cheap. But the Gallant 6 skins, they're the new ones in game, and they're hovering around the 100 gold mark. So if you buy a skin, you know, you can actually either unlock it, and for those of you interested, I actually bought the Gallant Greatsword skin. You can see it's actually unlocked on my account, because I think it's a really cool Greatsword. I think it's, if we move it to the side here, I love the design of this. It really feels like an old-timey, elegant weapon. It's like it's almost like a Lord of the Rings type greatsword, you know. So that's what I've actually bought. And if I had decided to buy it and wanted to sell it, you're looking at around 100 gold minus around 10% for tax and also for the trading post fee. So this is how you can make gold. So let's go and have a look at the Black Lion chest vendor. So the Black Lion is over here. So obviously we're new in the New Lion's Arch area, and what I wanted to show you is, first of all, this is obviously how we are spending, you know, how you can actually make gold. I will go through how you can actually acquire these a little bit later. You know, obviously you can buy straight from the trading post, but obviously the idea is that we go to these Black Lion vendors and we trade in our tickets. So we could buy a Gallant hammer, for example, and then we could sell it on the trading post again. So if we have a look at the skin price for Gallant, so we look at what's the most expensive Gallant weapon. that would be a Gallant Greatsword. So obviously, Greatsword looks the best. It's actually going to be going out for the most. However, what will happen if you look at the numbers, 66 Greatswords, the shield's only 35. So suddenly the shields could actually, because a lot of people may buy the shield for their collections, suddenly there's a lot less. The Warhorn only has 15. So that is a really one you want to have an idea of. The fact not only is it look good, but also is there limit, how many are actually on the trading post. And this is where obviously your own judgment's going to come into this. So although there's 66 Greatswords, it's obviously the best one, hence why I've got it. But the pistol looks cool as well. There's the Gallant pistol, and so obviously depending on looks, that actually also affects supply and demand. But what we've got here, if we look at this, is all the Black Lion vendors, Black Lion weapons. So we're going to go further into the back room, and this is what I wanted to explain why the prices go up. So here, we'll talk to this vendor here. So the Dream Cart Daydreamers, they're actually now 3 Black Lion tickets. So they're a little bit more expensive. So they were out relatively new. And then we've got here the Mordrum weapons. They're now 5 Black Lion claim tickets. So they are going to be a lot more expensive as well. And also the Shadow skins, they're worth 5 Black Lion claim tickets. And then we come into this final room here, and we speak to him, and these are also 5. These are the Tempest weapons, and also we have here, these are the Pack Fleet weapons. But one thing you should be aware of, if we look through here, you can see there are weapons there. You have the Phoenix weapons, which is the longbow, if you can see my mouse hovering there. We have the Chaos weapons, which are over there, and we have the Leyline weapons over there, and I think there's another one behind it. So the weapon system, obviously, when they get removed from the actual game, if I show you, we go back to the trading post again. So let's have a look at what one of the skins removed. So let's look at the Chaos. So the Chaos skins. Now look at the prices of the Chaos skins. Obviously, if you've got the most expensive one, the Mace, you've got Harpoon, Scepter, Chaos Torch. These are all relatively expensive, but look how many there are left on the trading post. They're relatively few. Particularly, look at the more expensive ones. I guess the Axe would probably be one of the more popular ones because of Guild Wars being in Guild Wars 1. So the Chaos, there's a lot of there. We look at the Phoenix as well. So the Phoenix weapons are all really expensive as well. Now there is a very good table, a very good chart that I'll show up in a sec on screen that tells you how much your value of a Black Lion ticket is worth. So obviously to get a Black Lion claim ticket, you need to have 10 scraps. You then get one of these tickets, and then you trade that in for a weapon skin. And how much is a Black Lion ticket worth? It's dependent on several factors. So really, there's some good ways to actually determine how much a Black Lion ticket is worth because of the different skins you can get. And again, it's a lot of guesswork because you're not sure what weapons are going to be, in a month or 2 months' time. Which ones are going to be really, really expensive? And again, we can go back to the skins and look at the weapon skins, and we look at the price for the most expensive weapon skins. So let's scroll down, and you look at the Sclerite. There's only a few Sclerite skins left. They're not on they're not available anymore. The Leyline, they're gone now. Phoenix, but they might come back in, and they might come on for sale. So for those of you who are interested, this is me, and I'll show you. I actually have the Chaos weapon completed. I just wanted to get one, to be fair. I don't like all of these. I actually just got one of them. Tormented, I've got a few Tormented weapons, but I don't play the trading post for this. I actually buy them because I like the look of them. But if you are looking to make gold, I'll keep it simple. What you want to look for is when a new weapon set comes out, have a look which ones on the trading post there's a lot of, there's a few of, which one looks the best, and you might be able to actually accrue and earn a lot of gold. I will point out that if I actually decided to use one of these tickets right now, so let's go and have a look again. What I would probably do, I'd probably go and buy a Gallant Greatsword skin. So here we go, this is the new vendor because there's only one ticket. Buy a Greatsword skin, so there we go, we'll buy that Greatsword. And how much is that on the trading post? So if I decided to sell that, I think it was around about 110. Here we go, so the pricing. So 100 and So okay, so it's dropped down to 99 because somebody's come in there with a low ticket. So that's again something you want to be aware of. These are the prices available. But if 107 gold, if I decided to sell that, then I would probably make around 90 to 95 gold. Just from one ticket, just from one of these tickets. But remember, to actually get one of these tickets, you need 10 of these, which roughly has around about a 33% chance to collect one of those from a Black Lion chest. So, in theory, you probably need around 25 to 30 Black Lion keys to actually get one ticket. That obviously can be dependent on a lot of luck. Again, if we look here, so we have the chest. If you open up 10 of these, you're likely to get around 3 Black Lion scraps. You may occasionally get 1 full Black Lion claim ticket, in which case you're really, really lucky. But this is something you can make a significant amount of gold. Now, if you do these Black Lion chest, if you do the runs, you can see on my channel, one of my more popular videos is actually doing a Black Lion key run. And it's by unlocking the personal story at level 10, finishing it off. Now, if you do that, and you do that, you know, it can take you around 25 minutes. So say you get around 3 or 2 to 3, say 2 an hour. Okay, so you do 2 an hour, and you'd need, what, 30, for example? So you'd need around 15 hours of play to actually earn a ticket, which you could then sell for 90 gold. But obviously, is that worth how much money you spent? Obviously, considering how much gold you can make from dungeons, the silver waste farm. So, although this is a good method for earning gold, I will put out the tagline that you can earn gold faster in other ways. But for someone who already has Black Lion claim tickets, if I wanted an immediate profit, if I buy 4 Gallant greatswords, I would be earning around 360 gold. So really, really quickly way of earning gold. So I hope you've enjoyed this little video. I hope it's been quite useful for you. So please leave any feedback you've got for me on the comment section below. Please feel free to subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.